non più tra I farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di
Hello and welcome to my 24-hour read-a-thon. So I'm going to be attempting a 24-hour read-a-thon to read 3 books, but I'm not really expecting I'll finish them. I'm just going to see how far I can get. So these are the 3 books here. So we've got the last 2 books in the A Curse So Dark and Lonely series, plus the newest book by Whadjuk, which is coming out in May, and that one is in the same universe. So I wanted to try and do a little read-a-thon because I thought it would be fun. I've always wanted to do a 24-hour read-a-thon, and I wanted to take you on the journey as I do it. I also wanted to give you a realistic look at a read-a-thon for somebody who doesn't have as much time as I feel other people might do. I've always watched people do them and thought it looks like so much fun, but I never have a period of time where it's feasible for me to stay up all night, or I'm actually free. So I'm just going to give it a go and attempt it with what I can manage. It's 4:30 p.m. on a Saturday, and I'm going to try and read through to 4:30 p.m. on Sunday tomorrow. And I am absolutely planning on sleeping because I am not insane. And there's just no way. I'm too old to stay up the whole night. In any case, I'm not expecting to read the entire time for this read-a-thon. My attention span is not that good. I'm also going to be going over to my sister's for dinner tonight. And so I'm going to try and do a bit of reading there. But I just wanted to give you, I wanted to take you along on this journey where I attempt to do this without managing to fully clear my schedule. At some point in the future, if I get a 24-hour period that works with work and doing it on a Friday or a Saturday, then maybe I can try it again, depending on how successful I am. But these are reasonably small books, and we'll be starting with A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I've been really wanting to catch up on this series because I loved book 1, and I think book 1 is the biggest in this series. And so I actually went to the bookstore today to go and pick up book 3 so I could attempt this little read-a-thon. And at least, even if I finish one book, that's pretty good for a 24-hour period. If I finish 2 books and I finish the series, that would be a huge achievement and would still set me up for reading what's it called, Forging Silver into Stars another week at some point. Yes, I'm neglecting my current TBR for March, but what fun is the TBR if you don't break it? So welcome to this 24 hours. Apart from dinner tonight, the only other thing I think I'm planning on doing is baking a cake. Because it was my dad's birthday this week, so you will hopefully see that process, and I'm planning to use that as my main big intentional break from reading to try and avoid getting eye strain or a headache or falling asleep. In terms of what I'm actually planning for sleep is possibly not like a full 8 hours. I'm just going to see how late I can stay up till tonight. I'd love to stay up till 2 a.m. I don't remember the last time I did that. So yeah, anyway, let's stop rambling. You'll obviously see how things go, and I will keep you in the loop and let you know when I get distracted from reading, and hopefully we can finish one book. It's 4:50, I've read 1 chapter, and we're going to my sister's now. Now 9:30 p.m. and I am this far through, which is about page 90, and there's about 450 pages, so right about that mark. So I'm not trailblazing through this book, but I've just got back home from my sister, so I still feel like that's pretty good effort. I've been trying to sneak in a bit of reading, so I'm going to keep going now. I'm probably going to have a bath next or something like that and read in the bath, so we'll see how much further I can get. I'd love to finish the whole book before I go to sleep. No idea if that is feasible or something I could reasonably expect, but that's what I'm going to try and aim for. But I don't have much confidence in myself. So reading update for you. It's about 11:30 at night now, and I've read like half of the book. I've actually done pretty well, so I'm just past the 200 page mark, and this is again 450 pages, so I am sort of getting through this at a reasonable pace. I'm also getting quite tired. However, I've lasted longer than anticipated, so I'm going to keep going for as long as I can and see where that gets me, and then I will probably be going to bed shortly. Right, I've read another 25 pages. I'm really getting tired. The responsible side of my brain is like, let's just go to bed. It's no deal. No big deal. But the other side of my brain is saying, let's make a hot chocolate and try and go for another hour. And so I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, what time is it? Oh god, it's nearly 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. So it's 10 to 1, and I've just clicked over the 300 page mark, which I feel is a decent effort. I would love to go to bed, but I also know that I've only got just over 100 pages left to read, and I kind of want to finish it. I can't decide what's going to be less disastrous at this point. I might read another chapter. I think I'm too tired. I don't think I can finish this tonight. I would love to go to bed having finished it, but I think that just might be too much to ask. Morning. It's 7:30. We've got 100 pages to go, so let's do it. It's now 9:15 in the morning. I have finished A Heart So Fierce and Broken. I'm really proud of myself for finishing this. Kind of feels like I've read it more or less in an evening, considering I sort of started this at 4:30 yesterday and then didn't really get to pick it back up until about 9, stayed up till 1, and then I've managed to finish it this morning. So that feels like a really great effort. I'm going to take a little reading break now. I will be reading until 4:30 this evening, this afternoon. So I think I stand a good chance to get close to finishing, if not actually finish, a Vow So Bold and Deadly. And I'm really glad I have it, because this finished on such an interesting note, and I really, really am actually so keen to immediately dive into the next book and find out how these things are going to wrap up. I'm so curious. The one thing I'm going to say in this vlog is that I just love how strong Kemera writes women. So Leah Mara in this is just such a great character, and I really enjoy the way that Kemera writes stories. It's not your typical YA fantasy where, there's a love triangle and then it's always just a big battle at the end and blah blah blah. It's much more nuanced, her writing. So the way that the morals become grey in this story is so interesting, and there are so there's characters that you go, oh well, they're bad characters, and then you're kind of going, well, they're not really bad characters, they're just on the other side of the story. And then the way that conflict arises and the way that conflict is resolved in this book is really interesting as well. But in particular, I really liked Leah Mara's character. She's just like your kind-hearted woman who's really well respected and doesn't need people to stand up for her, and she time and time again can just proves that she can defend herself. And I think that nice complete picture of a soft woman who is also strong doesn't really get portrayed very much in books. They either have to be like tomboy and fierce or soft and useless. So I really, really love that she's done that. So yeah, I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to bake a cake, and then I'm going to dive into the next book, and I can't wait to see where things go. Got my coffee, got book 3, book 2 of the read-a-thon, book 3 of the series. I'm ready to read. I'm very excited to dive into it and see where it goes. It feels like a superpower to finish a series over a weekend. I don't know why I don't do this more. Maybe I'll do more read-a-thons. Anyway, I'll check in with you soon. it's now 12:40. So it's around lunchtime, and I am coming up to the halfway mark. I'm at page 160 out of about 400 for the last book in this series, which is a good effort. So I actually think that there's a good chance I'll finish this today, but I'm going to pause for now. What is on my arm? I have cake batter on my arm. Hang on. Yes, so I'm going to pause for some lunch now before I continue reading. Part of me is super excited that I've read this much so far, and the other part of me wishes that I was already on to the next book. But I might get to start it, you never know. Anyway, this is still really good. I'm really, really loving the way that Bridget Kemmerer writes the female characters in this series. I think she does such a brilliant job of it. They're also strong and wonderful, so I'm really curious to see how this trilogy is going to wrap up, because there's a lot of intriguing things happening. It's just after 2 p.m. now, and I have to say my attention span is really waning at this point. Feels like I've been reading forever. So I'm just over the 200 page mark. Sorry, I'm well over the 200 page mark. I'm at 250, so I've just got 150 pages to go. That doesn't look like a just though, that looks like half the book. So I'm gonna keep going. 150 pages. About 2.5 hours left. I would very much so like to finish this book at this point and just start the next one. That would be really satisfying, but I don't know. I've already fallen asleep once, so that could happen again and ruin everything. I'll keep you posted. Did it. I finished A Vow So Bold and Deadly with 4 minutes to spare, so this is done, and I rated it 5 stars. Just such a good series. I just really enjoyed it. I actually can't remember what I rated book 1. I'm going to assume probably 5 stars. But yeah, I don't know, there's just something really, really good about Bridget Kemmerer's writing. I just find the way that she writes characters, the way that she weaves the story together, it's really satisfying, really empowering from a female perspective. God, my eyes are tired. And yeah, I just really love the drama between Gray and Ren throughout this entire series. And yes, Leah Mara is definitely like up there and some of my favorite characters that I've been introduced to recently. So yeah, really, really great series. I'm thrilled that I finally caught up with it, like from having just this random thought to do a read-a-thon a few days ago to actually committing to sitting down and finishing it off is so satisfying, and is amazing that I finished 2 books within the space of 24 hours. That does not happen very often, so well done me for commitment there. Obviously my 24 hours is up, so I haven't started reading Forging Silver into Stars, but I am now caught up. Oh my god, and I can read the blurb now and not spoil myself. So yeah, I haven't decided if I'm going to dive into that one next, but you'll be able to see in my wrap up at the end of the month what I carry on with after this little weekend deviation from my main TBR. But thanks for sticking with me for these 24 hours. It was really fun to do, and actually easier to do than I thought it would be, and I still managed to get a decent night's sleep in, so I'm quite keen, if this is something you'd like to see more of, do let me know, of perhaps doing some more little 24-hour readathons to get through a couple books in a series or finish off trilogies that I'm close to, because this was quite a neat way to catch up on things. But yes, that brings us to the end of the vlog, so thanks for sticking around for the 24 hours, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.